Hey everybody, this is Tali Berman, and today I'm really excited to give you some really core, important strategies to help your child with autism and meltdowns, both to prevent meltdowns and to help your child, if he does have a meltdown, move through it with more ease, more quickly, and more smoothly. Now, I know, having worked with families for so many years, how meltdowns make a big impact on the family, on you, on your child, and in everyone else in the family. So I know this is a really big one to tackle, something many of you have asked me to address, so I'm going to be addressing it today in a 3-part video series. So today, I'm going to start with the first strategy, which is really key. And this is about getting to the why. Here's what I mean. Oftentimes, if your child has meltdowns, parents, therapists see it as a behavior that needs to be managed. And of course, there is managing that does need to happen, but first we want to understand, why is my child having this meltdown? I'm always a big advocate of getting to the heart of the issue, because once you address the heart of the issue, the meltdown just becomes a symptom that naturally will diminish, naturally take care of itself. So I want you to first of all think about it in terms of, what is this meltdown telling me? What is this behavior communicating to me from my child that I can then help him address really at the core level? So how do you get to the why? That's the important question here. How do you even get to the why? What is the reason behind it? And so I want to offer a couple of different ideas, because once you know the why, then you can address and implement strategies that are much more targeted and much more likely to make a difference and an impact in both preventing and helping your child manage meltdowns. So have some notes here. Here's the first thing, if you haven't done this already, which is keeping a log. If you sort of just don't understand, don't know why, sometimes it seems erratic, sometimes it seems like out of nowhere, then I really encourage you, there's a reason why. Keep a log. Write down when your child has a meltdown. Write down what he did in the meltdown, he or she. Write down what happened before. What were the circumstances that might have led to that meltdown, either right before the meltdown or maybe even different things that are sort of note that happen throughout the day. And begin to do a log, I would say, for about 10 days or so. If you have, the staff at school, they can also participate. Other therapists, if they see meltdowns, to also have this log and contribute to it, so that you can see overall if a pattern emerges. When are meltdowns likely to occur? After he's with a specific person, after he's eaten a specific thing, after he's slept in a particular way, after he's had a particular class. It's not always going to be so black and white, but there's so much information that could be gleaned from logging to really help you step back and get a sense of what's going on here. All right, so the first thing I really want to suggest today is to make a log. Really begin to explore and investigate from a curious place, what are the issues that are leading to meltdowns, so that you can address those core issues. Here's a second way you can get to the why. Not in the midst of a meltdown, but afterwards. When you're putting your kid to sleep, when he seems most available, most attentive, most relaxed, ask your child why. What was the meltdown about? Now, you might be thinking, well, my child doesn't know how to answer those kind of questions, or my child is currently nonverbal. So I'm going to give you some ideas of how to address that too. If your child is verbal, simply ask him why, and preface it by saying, I want to help you. It doesn't look like it's easy. Looks like you're having a really hard time when, after school today, you threw yourself on the floor, threw things, kicked things. I see that you're having a hard time, and I want to help you so that it can feel easier for you, so things can feel easier in your life. But first, I need to understand why you're having that meltdown. So either ask your child that open-ended question, if he's capable of that. If he seems sort of stuck, doesn't know how to respond, then give your child choices. Is it because of what happened at school today? Is it because you weren't able to get something that you wanted? Was it because someone made a sound that really hurt your ears? Give your child choices that then he can choose from. And the third option also is, if your child's nonverbal, write those options down. Let's say 2 options with a third option that says something else. And ask your child to simply point to or look at what the reason is. And if it's something else, then you can come up with more reasons, until you can really begin to get to the heart of, what is it for my child? Now, not only will asking these questions help you get to the reason why, and therefore do more targeted strategies, but there is something so meaningful and honoring for your child to be asked these questions, to know that someone is really looking to understand why I'm having a hard time and trying to help address that to enhance the quality of my life versus simply managing behaviors. So that communication in and of itself, that direct conversation, already will make an impact to help your child see how important his insight is to you. And that really is a very, very critical piece. So the strategy today is get to the why. And if you're wondering what are some options you can offer your child, here are some things that might lead to a meltdown. It could be a sensory experience, something, a sound, a feeling, a taste, a stimulation over a bombardment of a combination of things could lead to a meltdown. It could be him not getting what he wants, right? It could be a variety of different things. So those are some choices you can start with. So first off, understand why your child is having a meltdown. And give yourself some time to work on this and let your child see that you're trying to work on this so he can become a partner in the process with you versus having people that are just constantly trying to do things or handle him or manage his behaviors. It's a really different approach that comes from a place of, I want to help you. I want to support you so that things can feel easier and your life can feel better. So we're going to tackle this together. So I want to ask you, what is one thing you are taking from this video today? Scroll on down, leave me a comment. I would love to know what's one thing you're taking, what kind of questions you have. And if you're watching this video anywhere other than my blog, hop on over to www.taliberman.com. I look forward to seeing your comments below.